Go and find some peace.
I won't have peace. I'll be worried about you all the time.
That's just love. Nothing you can do about that.
Some damn good writing.
Ooh, bacon.
Greetings, tasty morsels. This is Reverse BLT. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are watching episode 7 of Andor. So starting arc number 3. And this one is entitled Announcement. Apparently this has to do with what I expected, the aftermath of the heist that just took place on Aldhani. Luthen really wanted to give a really hard kick to the Hornet's Nest, and I think he was successful, perhaps even more so than he wanted. And, some people might think this parallel that I'm about to draw is inappropriate, but
don't do it.
From all accounts, Bin Laden and Al-Qaeda did not expect to achieve as massive of an effect as they did. They didn't expect to do as much damage as they ended up doing. And you saw how hard the United States came down on basically any country that was even remotely involved, except of course for Saudi Arabia, weirdly enough, because money apparently forgives quite a few things, even terrorists, even being directly involved with terrorists. But hey,
it's the American way.
The point being, though, that a massive, powerful empire getting its nose bloody to that extent is going to bring their full force down on. And so I'm wondering if Luthen Luthen is going to basically be shocked by just how strong the response is going to be. The last arc was really good. I really enjoyed the way that they introduced those new characters, the way they wove Cassian into that group. It was very believable. Everybody's motivations made sense to me, including the Imperial officer who was helping them. And it really did a great job of just showcasing the sort of like low key sort of, I don't know, pervasive casual racism and jingoism and everything that is in a dominant culture like that. The way that the attitudes of just, obvious superiority kind of permeate everybody, even down to the lowest level, because, they have other people that they can look down on, And of course, by now, I realize full well that was Senator Mon Mothma.
It's about damn time.
It was funny when I was going back and editing episode 4, I think it was. I realized that they literally say her name before we see her for the first time on screen. Well, wait, was it before we saw her? But anyway, when she gets to Luthen's place and, he's in, what's her name? Clea is telling him that she's there. She literally says, Senator Mon Mothma is here to see you. And I'm like, And I also find it interesting, even though I'm not 100% sure what the point is yet in terms of the bigger story, but I find it interesting watching Karn struggle after losing his position in the middle of the structure. It's definitely sort of like a meditation on what happens to people who are middle class, upper middle class, when they're, security, which is shakier than they really seem to realize most of the time, gets rocked. And of course, we got to meet sort of, I think, the person who, even though we only got to know him for a little while, Nimic, who has had all these big thoughts and philosophies that I think are going to directly influence Cassian and how he develops into an actual, committed rebel. He died, unfortunately, pulling off the heist, but he made sure to bequeath his growing manifesto directly to Cassian, and I'm sure that's going to play a huge role in the rest of the series. And it turned out that Skeen was very untrustworthy, and he tried to pull a double cross on the surviving members of the heist by trying to convince Cassian to steal the ship carrying all of the money with it and go with him off to somewhere else, and they would split it 50-50. Cassian responded very smartly, I think, by just killing him. Because I think he understood that this guy, if he's was willing to do that behind those other folks' backs, especially effectively using the injury of Nemec to kind of distract them so that he could do it, after basically acting that entire time like Nemec was his closest friend, and revealing that everything he had told everybody was basically a lie just to get into the heist and all that kind of stuff. Cassian had to understand that the minute they got wherever they were going and he didn't need him anymore, he was going to shoot him right in the back. So he got there first. I'm guessing he's headed back to Ferrix, which I don't think is a smart play, considering that they were just looking for him there, and we now know that an Imperial, I don't know if it's a full garrison or how they're doing it, but the Empire's taken over security on Ferrix now and is installing a governor and all that kind of stuff. So it's probably not the smartest idea for Cassian to go home, but that's probably what he's going to do. So yeah, let's go ahead and start with arc number 3 and see the shit hit the fan. Another new day, eh, Karn? I should call him by his first name, Cyril.
What makes you believe the Bureau of Standards is in the market for individuals?
It's a brown suit.
Everything says something, Cyril. I've tried to make you understand that. You've resisted.
What is it that you hear my caller saying?
Look at me. I don't believe in myself. I am desperate for approval.
The Emperor will be convening an emergency session of the Senate to propose a legislation package of bills and amendments that will free our hands in all matters of surveillance, search, and seizure.
We will be invoking the Public Order Resentencing Directive later today. PORD.
Any criminal act with even indirect effect on the Empire will henceforth be branded a Class 1 offense. All prison sentences are immediately re-evaluated. All outstanding fines and levies are to be paid in full.
We're playing straight into their hands.
Whose hands?
The rebels.
Yep.
This is exactly what they want.
Crack it down like this will increase sympathy for their cause.
You realize what you've set in motion?
It was time for that as well.
Palpatine won't hesitate now.
Exactly. We need it. We need the fear. We need them to overreact.
You can't be serious.
The Empire has been choking us so slowly we're starting not to notice. The time has come to force their hand.
People will suffer.
That's the point.
That's the plan.
Yeah.
You're not angry at me. I'm just saying out loud what you already know. There will be no rules going forward. If you're not willing to risk your conscience, then surrender and be done with it.
I'm curious to learn what his motivation is, because he's also someone in the very lap of luxury as far as the Empire goes. So what made him want to go against an order that most likely benefits him?
There are no small jobs at the Bureau of Standards.
Did he lower his collar, though, like his mom wanted him to? Looks like he did.
Hey, nobody cares.
There's a rebel murderer running free because of corruption and laxity in the corporate authority. I was punished for trying to uphold the law. I fully intend to clear my name and have my record expunged.
Why don't we start that process now? Fresh start, eh? New beginnings. We just happen to have an immediate opening in fuel purity. I'd hate to see you miss your chance.
Wow. And I thought regular cubicle farms sucked. Is the person that Mon Mothma's meeting with later? Geez, lady, you look suspicious, for crying out loud. There's walking with purpose, and then there's walking with deadly purpose. Man, those are some insane heels.
At ease, attendant.
Yes, sir. Ma'am, sir.
Your tunic.
Sorry, sir.
What is your name?
Felzonis. Attendant Felzonis.
You don't seem to be attending much at the moment.
I want a record of all missing avionics, comm, navigation, and targeting equipment.
For which star system?
All
All
of
star systems.
That's a lot of data.
Can I rely on you for that level of discretion?
Absolutely. Yes.
What about those guys? Or are those droids? I'm very curious as to how she escaped. That a Star Destroyer? Whew.
Where is he? I shouldn't even be here. Neither of us should.
The money's safe.
We know. It's been moved already. You've done exceptional work. It's the trawler we're more worried about.
It's buried, gone for good.
You're sure?
Oh crap, I didn't even recognize her for a minute. She looks very different, all cleaned up.
You heard from Cinta?
She's doing what she was told. Now, receiving messages is just as dangerous as sending them. You should keep that in mind. We have a loose end. Cassian Andor.
Cassian! Since when do we lock the door?
It's a stupid question if you ask me. Since when did we lock the door? Come on, Cassian. You know what type of shit was going down when you left. You're smarter
the
than that.
Imperials are here to stay. They're not going away this time. It's all come undone.
We're getting out of here. We're leaving.
To go where?
Anywhere we want.
Is 30,000 credits enough to go anywhere they want?
When do we go? We go tonight.
Tonight?
Yeah, why not? What do we need to take but the three of us? Get out of the cold and damp.
Did they, implant anything into the droid to be able to monitor him?
Such a big idea, I get so tired. You surprised me.
What am I thinking? It's late. Yeah. You get a rest. I'll check up on Biggs, and we'll pull out first thing in the morning. All right?
First thing.
Let's do that.
That was weird.
I want to tell you something that only 3 people in the galaxy know about.
Are you sure about this, Mon Mothma?
Your world is inescapably linked to the Empire. You're with these people all the time.
Yeah.
I'm not sure you're aware how far afield some of us have taken our political allegiances these days.
I'm not sure I can trust you, buddy. It's exactly the kind of stuff I'd expect someone to say when they're trying to root out people who are not loyal to the Empire.
I've been wondering all day how I could be sure of confiding in you.
I don't know what we're talking about.
It's a lie. The Mon Mothma people think they know. It's a lie.
Not a conversation for the middle of a freaking schmoozy dinner. There's lots of people around who can hear you. Trust me on this.
Forming a Chandrilan charitable outreach program. I'd ask you to be chairman. It will involve visits here to Coruscant. It will appear to be another of my benevolent and useless irritations. Or perhaps you find my politics a bit strong for your taste.
Not sure about this, Mon Mothma. If they've gone to such lengths to infiltrate your circle, what makes you think that he is not also here to infiltrate? I would think by now the Imperials would have patrols set up that would have caught him doing this, but hey. 2 bits. All my friends pretty much know it's me too if they hear shave and a haircut.
What happened to you?
She's been getting visits from the Imperials, I imagine.
I ran into a wall like I do. You can't be here, Cass.
Troopers won't catch me. Not here.
What? Why?
That's like the second place we'd look.
You killed 2 corpos and came home to hide. Put the entire town at risk and now there's Imperials on the street.
If Tim had kept his mouth shut.
If this, if that. If you, if me, if Tim.
We were doing a deal you
You
set up.
scam. You borrow. You lie. You disappear.
Your crazy boyfriend tries to get me killed, and I'm the villain.
You need to get as far away from here as you can.
I will. I am. You won't have to worry about me anymore.
You're being selfish right now, Cassian. You should be able to understand the hammer you're bringing down. Seriously, how are you not getting caught? I'm just going to throw my hood up, and that's going to keep anybody from spotting me, All right, this feels like he's about to get spotted. There we go. So I was like, it's not like the Imperials to not be patrolling areas they control.
This is not our fight, Cass.
Ah, backstory.
Don't worry, they won't be here long. They're just gonna raise their silly flag and fly away. Don't move. Stay here.
Hey, guys! Calm down! You're only making things... Turn! Ready, arms!
What's left to keep you here?
The rebellion.
What?
Ferrix has been hiding long enough.
So now you're taking on the Empire.
Laugh if you want to.
Who's laughing? This is madness.
No, it's not. It's overdue and probably doomed, and I'm too old, and I don't care anymore.
That's right. All out of fucks to give. You go for it.
13 years, every time I walk down Rick's Road, I turn off before I get to the square. I take the long way around, so I don't have to think about Clem hanging there.
Oh, that's where you got the name Clem from. Oh, shit.
Take all the money you've found and go and find some peace.
I won't have peace. I'll be worried about you all the time.
That's just love. Nothing you can do about that. I've never loved anything the way I love you. And I've never fretted on anything more, but this time. You can't stay, and I can't go.
Tucker, can I speak now?
No!
Some damn good writing.
And just one more thing, just... Stop searching for your sister. It's a fantasy. There were no survivors on Canary. What happened there was not your responsibility. You were a child. Let it go.
I'm coming back.
Of course you are.
Is that your defense? You've been careful. I'd be curious how many people at this table will think it careful that you found a way to access our sector data without ever filing a request.
Is that true, Dedra?
Yes. I used the Imperial Emergency Act in the wake of Aldhani to gather data across multiple sectors without official sanction, but that is the wrong question. I'd like to know if anyone here believes the rebellion plans its actions around the artificially constructed boundaries of our sectors.
Major Partagaz created those sectors.
As organizing principles, not personal playthings, do you really think the rebels care about the lines we draw on maps?
You think the relevance of my work has been supplanted?
Systems either change or die.
Time for boldness. If you're going to succeed, the Empire can't be stagnant if it's going to win.
Whose side are you on?
Imagine if everyone in this room played as loose with the rules as you.
An excellent suggestion, Blevin. I'm wondering where we'd be right now if everyone here showed the same endeavor as Supervisor Mira.
Yep. You're now going to be noticed.
For the moment, I'm reassigning the Morlana sector to Supervisor Mira. Ferrix is of great interest to her and has clearly become a distraction for you. Supervisor Grandy, you will accelerate your schedule. Young, I will expect your report on Old Mandel tomorrow.
Outmaneuvered yourself there, Blevin.
Dedra, if you'd walk with me a moment.
Uh-oh, and she's walking with him now. You may have just accidentally created an heir apparent by trying to take down your fellow. But now, of course, she has an even bigger target on her back.
Thank you, sir.
Watch your back.
Yep. I have to say, she is very interesting. I kind of almost feel like I want to root for her, even though I know she's one of the bad guys. Is this where Cassian went off with his 30,000 credits, which still to me does not sound like much money. But I don't really know. I mean, I have no way of, like, gauging such a thing.
Arky's up the beach. She'll be open.
I was planning to go the other way.
Right, Arky has some new favourites. Don't forget the pizzos.
Without the pizzas?
Pizzos from Revnok. The greeny green ones. The greeny Revnok. You liked it too.
Wow, really? This is what you're doing with your money now, Cassian? You're out here gambling it all away and hanging out with women who just want to use you for money and drugs?
You a part of it?
Part of what?
Don't play dumb.
No, I'm on my way to the store.
You need to back up. Stand right there. You look like you're sweating.
Well, it's hot.
Or you've been running.
Why would I be running?
Because you're a part of it.
Part of what?
Pier 9. Pier 9. Runners heading south.
I can wait for you here if you want.
Rest gears.
What?
You heard me.
Wait, no.
Hey, are you? No way.
I'm a tourist.
Tourists don't run.
But I'm not running.
You got that right. That window is shut.
I'm just going to the store. It's right there.
You need to calm down, sir. Droid assistance, please.
Fucking cops doing a shakedown.
Hang on to this one for me. I want to check the shelter.
He said hang.
No. No, you misunderstand. No, he meant watch. No, he means watch.
You can't have droids running around who are too literal.
Charges. Loitering at the scene of a crime, walking an unleashed massive.
They have pistachios in the Empire?
I'm sorry, there's something wrong.
I wouldn't. We've got enough trouble without a resisting judgment charge.
Is that Kathy Bates?
No. 6 years.
6 years? No, wait! But
Change of guidelines.
Take him away.
I didn't do anything! Hey!
Take it up with the Emperor.
Wait! I'm just a tourist! Wait!
Like, I literally can't even figure out what he's doing. Wow. That sure as hell sucks. They're both in prison. Yet another strong episode. Well written. A lot of stuff to think about. I don't know what this arc is going to be called. At the moment, I feel like calling it the imprisonment arc because it seems that's where everybody is. We got the most obvious imprisonment that we ended this episode with, which is Cassian being sentenced to 6 freaking years for just being in the wrong place at the wrong time, and looking suspicious. We've got Cyril, who is imprisoned in arguably a worse prison, like endless corporate monotony, doing who even knows what all day, every day, while every single person can see him all the time, and there's no escape. We've got Mon Mothma, who I think is being slowly imprisoned by just a whole network of people who know she's up to something and are spying on her, and I think she just took another big step towards closing the trap around herself. We've got Luthen, who is, and I'm not going to say this, he's wrong, because obviously, the Empire, as the audience know from the outside, we know the Empire needs to go down, but he's imprisoned by his single-minded devotion to that concept. And I would even say that the Cassian's mom, Maarva, is as well. And then we got Ferrix, which is another place of a more obvious, direct imprisonment under the thumb, the increasingly oppressive thumb of the Empire. And we even have the supervisors who are in their own prisons of protocol and backstabbing and jockeying for position. Yeah, everybody's basically prisoners right now.
Stretch!
So I love the fact that the Clem identity that Cassian chose is related to something from his childhood that's going to help, I guess, explain how he became someone who has this chip on his shoulder, specifically about the Empire, but also kind of dovetails into how he's going to end up becoming, a major person within the rebellion. And it's interesting because as of right now, he's got a kill order on his head from the person who appears to basically be the leader of the rebellion at this point. So yeah, I definitely curious to see where this is going. It just keeps ramping up, which I love. And of course, it got more tears out of me with some really beautiful writing about the nature of love and attachment. And I just really like Maarva as a character, even though she, stole a baby. Well, he wasn't really a baby, but she stole a child.
Nobody's perfect.
But I like her as a character. I like her relationship with Cassian. And I have a feeling, writer brain tells me we will see her probably exactly one more time. And it will be for her and Cassian to say their final goodbye. And I'm guessing that will be the true catalyst that really turns him into a full-blown rebel. I expect his and Cyril's paths to cross again, just because I don't see any other reason for him to be in the story. I get that they want to explore, some aspects of the Empire, living under the Empire that we haven't seen before, and I like that. But in terms of the overall story, at the moment, I'm still struggling to find a purpose for him, unless, of course, his paths somehow reconnect with Cassian. And yeah, I just want to see how this rebellion continues to form. I'm assuming Luthen will also be dead by the end of the series, and the torch will be passed on to Mon Mothma in a big way. But I do think that the person she's decided to confide in, I think that was a huge mistake. I think he's there to help close that trap around her. So yeah, next episode, we're going to go to wherever Cassian has been sentenced, I assume, and follow more of this I think, emerging theme of just imprisonment in this particular arc. With all the different characters. Let me know what you guys thought of this episode, where you think things are going, if you are following along with me and have not moved past this point. As always, if you have moved past this point, make sure to use your spoiler warnings and space in your comments if you're going to talk about stuff this past here with each other, so that you don't end up, ruining the surprises that are coming for me or for any of your fellow tasty morsels. You guys are always great about it, so thank you very much. Thanks so much for watching again. As always, do your best to stay safe and be well, and I will see you for the next one. May the Force be with you. Bye-bye.
Today, everything is different. There's no action. I have to wait around like everyone else. Can't even get decent food. Right after I got here, I ordered some spaghetti with marinara sauce, and I got egg noodles and ketchup. I'm an average nobody. Get to live the rest of my life like a schnook.